As many years passed, came the AD timeline. And after all the events of the New Testament, there was revelation. It is said the revelation of Jesus Christ that God gave him to show his slaves what must quickly take place. He sent it and signified it through his angel to his slave John, who testified to God's word and to the testimony about Jesus Christ and all he saw. Blessed is the one who reads, and blessed are those who hear the words of this prophecy and keep what is written in it, because the time is near. That was the beginning of this book that he has written. And so, after the 7 angels and the trumpets have been done, Lucifer was freed. Michael and Gabriel had to stop him, and they must fight the beast there and destroy those who betrayed their former brothers. But there is another threat, far more troublesome. Far away from the solar system is Planet X. It was being found by the one that was once disabled, the one that was once weak, and has now been resurrected after the fall of Eden. Unicron, the giant planet former, was resurrected after the fall. He found Planet X and used it to put dark energon in it. And while Michael and Gabriel dealt with Lucifer, Unicron too did put dark energon into the earth during that war. God Primus gave command to Christonite to fight Unicron. And along was Mennonite, a gift, a son to Christonite, so that he can fight alongside with him and face Unicron together. When they arrived, they faced Unicron's minions. The Unicron guardsmen. While Michael and Gabriel have almost finished Lucifer's army, Christonite and his son, Mennonite, have led an army of Star Warrior angels to face an enemy greater than anything they've ever faced. He held out the dark energon shard, and it flew up into the mountain's tip. And then inside came a blast. He was about to spread eternal darkness into the universe. Christonite and Mennonite went inside. So, they got ready to face their enemy. In an arena inside the Dark Cannon, Christonite has raised up the Sword of Christ, being made out of pure gold, and Galaxia, which is ready to face any enemy with a blade. and it is impossible to destroy it. The scythe of chaos was ready to pierce them, but the scythe could not destroy their faith. Then he sliced it at the core of the dark cannon. And then, after destroying the dark cannon, Unicron was being blown away. And they finally done it. They defeated Unicron. And the same thing, Gabriel and Michael defeated their former brother. But it was not over. Unicron's life source still remains. And even the dust and echoes of the dark cannon, it's still there. Because there was some dark energon inside it, and there was no telling if there's any hope of stopping it. It still kept going. And finally, it came into an island. The mountain was in the Black Sea. It is being connected into the center of Destinix Nui. Between Canodix Nui and Darkonix Nui is together. It was an island home for the Tawanuva when they were Matoran before they were called upon to save Mata Nui. But when the Dark Cannon was separated, the Skrull sent it into space. They were giving dark energon to the translucent Unicron, and then they transported it to Planet X, where it once was. But then, in the Dark Star Warrior and Skrull War, in Chapter 5, Kirby used the Matrix and used all 4 Unicron elements to destroy it. Finally, it was destroyed. Even if the Dark Cannon was destroyed, even if the underworld was being removed out of Earth and then put inside the Planet Smash, the origin of Super Smash Bros., it was found later, and then it was recreated, and it was put back into the Planet X as the Annihilation came. And even in the mythologies, there are some lies. You see, there are some things that should not be told, but they should. There were some truths, however, but there were some lies. You see, there were some things that Michael was afraid of, but after learning that you should never be afraid of the truth, And so, Michael has corrected it, and he has sworn to never let that mistake ever again. And Michael and Kryptonite were still friends after the apology. But he still recorded it. And that's the reason why Kryptonite has to tell Kirby and all the other heroes the actual truth about God Primus and Unicron. And soon, the knowledge of the 4 Unicron elements that Kirby gained will be shared and will be given to the reclaimer of the Matoran universe, which was Crash Bandicoot, who has used the power of the Mask of Life, in which Oxide had found in the first racing tournament. And now it is being positioned to Crash Bandicoot, and that he was the first to use its power. He has become Reclaimer. But this mask was not only used, it was used to either give or take away life. It took away one's life once, which was Towa Matoro, the Towa of Ice. Then, after the Towa of the Kanohi Ignika had died, Towa Matanui has worn the mask. Then, after his sacrifice, a few of the Matoran universe rebelled. This mask was being sent into space after the Skakdi and Skrull rebellion. It came to Earth. At the same time, other special Kanohi masks were sent. Even the great Kanohi Mask of Light. Soon, the Makuta has been resurrected by the leader of the Skrull and his new partner. When the AD timeline came. And at that time, after the Skakdi and Skrull rebellion, most of the Matoran had fled from their universe and came into the solar system. And some were being captured, like Turaga Takanuva, in which he has recently left the Matoran universe and came to Earth, and was finding a place to hide. But then he was being captured and was locked up inside the flames of torture of Codex Nui. But he had faith and sent his mask inside the caves of Wampa Island, hoping if there was any hero who was brave enough to use the mask to save the universe. In which most cases, Crash Bandicoot was supposed to be the one to destroy all Unicrons, because he became the reclaimer of the Matoran universe, which means he will become the new Great Spirit. But other heroes, such as Mario, Kirby, Xander, and Optimus Prime, they were the ones who destroyed other Unicrons. Crash Bandicoot had not any responsibility, which means he was not responsible enough to use the power to destroy Unicron. And now, in his final quest, he must destroy all 4 Unicrons. But he has gathered an army. Not only his enemies are friends from his universe on Earth, but also others from other universes, all dimensions, and all galaxies in the Milky Way have united against the greatest enemy of all enemies they have ever faced in their lives. And soon, Crash Bandicoot will discover the ones who created the planet Smash and the ones who created them. Still, there is a promise that must be made. There are promises that must be made. There is more to come than what is expected, because there is more than meets the eye. And what is more is something very, very important. After the Dark Star Warrior and Skrull War, the spheres of heaven were reformatted, and more spheres came. And Cybertron was still the last. And the planet Smash has become the new Inferno. There will be more wars to come, and there will be more promises still needed to be made. There will always be good and evil, and there will always be God and Unicron.